gentlemen, welcome to the main event.
Hey, Kevin Breen here, joined by Rob Ernster.
Good to be here.
Another session of Garage Boxing. Wanted to go over, obviously, the big fight that just happened. Even the hardcore fans, or the regular fans, knew about it. Not just the hardcores. Pacquiao, Hatton, what do you think?
I think it got to the point. I think you got two guys that don't back up with power. I thought it was going to be a short fight. I was calling a 4-round fight. It went 2 rounds.
I don't think anybody thought it was going to go 2 rounds.
No, but
I thought Ricky was going to cut late. I mean, you got to respect that he, kept on coming forward after he got knocked down in the first round. But I don't know. I think you got to call it quits right now. Even though he's probably got some lucrative fights out there. I mean, maybe not exciting fights, but like that one. I think he's probably on the downhill as far as money and as far as impact of big fights. What do you think?
I think if you're not fighting for the title, which he won't be anytime soon, I think he gets married, he retires, and he lives happily ever after. We're really in our garage, you can tell. And unofficially sponsored by Newcastle, as always.
Newcastle. We'll talk to you soon. So, look, Pacquiao, the big fight that he's talking about is Mosley at catchweight at 143. I think, we talk about maybe Junior Witter or someone lesser that Ricky can fight and bring in, thousands of fans and sell a bunch of seats in Manchester. But, let's focus on Pacquiao now. What do you think? I mean, Mosley, what else do you see out there for him?
I say he fights Mosley at a catchweight, probably more like 145. I don't think he's the best guy at 147 because I think if Paul Williams comes down, he beats Pacquiao, and his range is pretty much everybody up to about 144, 145. And who knows, Paul Williams, I mean, he's a thin guy. He might be able to drop down.
You really seem to try to get Paul Williams in there. Are you sponsored by Paul Williams?
No, but, if you want to go best pound for pound per pound, Paul Williams, I think, would be Pacquiao.
Yeah, Paul Williams.
Who would you take in that fight? At 147?
Paul Williams, pound for pound.
No.
Pacquiao, with you're talking about he got his ass kicked by Carlos Quintana and
then he avenged himself in 1 round.
But
you think Winky Wright's is an easy fight?
Well,
Paul Williams won 3 weight classes to fight Winky Wright.
Are you talking about Winky Wright like in his prime, or are you talking about Winky Wright, like in his retirement home? What are you talking about? Because we saw retirement home Winky Wright. We didn't see
only because
Paul
he got
Williams
dominated.
is good. Look, I know I wasn't always a Paul
Williams. We'll get this on the
fan.
record since this is live. If welterweight at 147, Pacquiao and Paul Williams, you take
First
Pacquiao.
of all, it's a freak show. That fight's never going to happen. No one's going to want to see that.
Paul Williams would want to fight him. Would Pacquiao want to fight Paul Williams?
Let's see if we're getting off track here. But
would Paul Williams take that fight?
Would Paul Williams take the fight? Of course he would.
Would Pacquiao take the fight?
Why would he? When he can,
Why would he? He's the best pound for pound.
We're not in like some Rob's world where we make these.
Would you guys want to see that?
Where we make these matchups.
That's what I thought.
You never look at it like management. You always look at it like, hey, who you want to see Paul Williams fight Sugar Ray Leonard? The problem is that that's not going to happen.
Maybe Thomas Hearn.
The thing is that there's no money there. You got to think about what's money. You would, if you're Pacquiao, you're going to fight someone as Paul Williams. No one's going to fight him.
I think Pacquiao is
the only person you're going to find who would be exciting is if he jumps up and fights like a Jermaine Taylor or something like that. That would be interesting. Hey, but you know what? Let's do it. He talks about how he can do all this and that.
He went up to 160 from 147.
Let's see it.
All right. Let's see it. Well, we won't get too far off track.
We'll come back to that. We think that Pacquiao, again, either Mosley at a catchweight,
maybe Cotto,
or 140. Well, I mean, I think that by the time Cotto rolls around, which is in another month, June.
Yeah,
I think Pacquiao probably will have that fight sealed and
against Mosley.
You got to respect Mosley. I think we both do that. I mean, not just because of what he has done, but also because of who he's beaten up.
And he's like 37 years old,
and he's just enough respect. I think that's where you can leave with Mosley, we'll see what happens.
Because you thought Margarito was going to beat him, right?
Margarito's going to beat Mosley. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
That was yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But you know, hey, things.
You've been wrong
happen.
before. So,
You know, yeah, you know, I've been right too. But anyhow, the other fights that have happened, we saw Tarver and Dawson. You know,
lazy.
You know, again,
Chad Dawson. Lazy or bad Chad Dawson? What's his nickname?
It's bad Chad.
It was
bad,
pretty bad.
It was bad, like Michael Jackson bad, or bad like what do you like?
It's bad, like he should.
The thing is, the guy won.
Bad.
The guy won. Okay, but you know,
Hey,
first of all,
a guy beat.
Disappointed that the fight even happened. Really, yeah, I think really now.
Well, at least it was free.
A lot, right?
So it's not too bad.
A lot of people, I think, want to see now some exciting fight where he gets tested more, and I think the biggest fight where he's been tested was the Glenn Johnson fight.
And he won't fight Glenn Johnson again, he said.
Yeah, he said that he's the last guy I want to fight.
Yeah.
But hey, he's the first guy you want to see if you're a fan. So stay tuned. We'll see what happens there. Not a whole lot of excitement there unless you're talking about maybe one of these super middles jumping up. And
that weight class has always been boring. It goes 168 and heavyweight. There's nothing in between that's worth watching.
Yeah.
There's never been anything in between. Unless you go back to when Holyfield was a cruiserweight in the mid-'80s, and that's about it. Other than that, you know, with Terry Norris's brother, he was a cruiserweight champ for a while. He was pretty good to watch. Orland Norris.
So Tarver Dawson, you know, again, wish it didn't happen. It did. It is what it is.
We spent enough time on that one.
Exactly. Let's move on. Frock Taylor, that was, you know, maybe more like a month ago now. Again, not a super exciting division. I think Frock maybe goes on to fight, you know,
Kessler.
maybe a Kessler, Butte, or Andrade, or I mean, there's you know
Abraham.
there's some good fights out there. Abraham maybe, you know, comes up. I mean, you know, we'll see what happens. I feel bad for Taylor. I think he might be changed forever. Kind of like maybe Hatton was changed forever.
Kind of like a Meldrick Taylor when he fought Chavez. He was never the same.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see what happens there. Again, don't want to spend too much time on that. We've all seen that. Moving forward, the big announcement was Marquez Mayweather coming up. I think.
Who you liking that one?
I like Marquez. I'm going to go with the underdog.
I always go with Marquez.
Yeah.
And I usually win against him. Oh yeah, Baby Bull last time. Yeah, I won that one.
I think most people.
I'm gonna go with Mayweather.
I think most people thought Juan.
And I'm a Marquez guy, but I'm gonna go with Mayweather. I thought Marquez beat Pacquiao the first time, and maybe a draw the second fight. But yeah, I think Marquez is good. I don't think he's gonna. He's a counter puncher. Mayweather's a counter puncher. It's probably gonna be a boring fight. Who's gonna press the fight? The bigger counter puncher or the smaller guy trying to make a name for himself and press him?
I think
it's I'll say it's a boring fight, but I think Mayweather will try to prove something and actually go a little bit more offense, take him out in 8 rounds.
Yeah, absolutely not. I am so glad you said that because I totally disagree. I think, you know, the thing I do agree with is that the bigger guy maybe starts to push it a little bit more, and you know, Juan Manuel Marquez may be the best counter puncher ever. You step to him, you're gonna have some problems, and can he carry the strength? I mean, he's, you know, I saw the announcement for it, and they stood face to face, and Mayweather's substantially bigger, and he might not be cut down to size where he's going to be, and might be a lot heavier now, but I think he was wearing like a vest or a jacket, but definitely there's at least a 2.5, 3 inch height advantage, it seems like. But Marquez, man, some of those, you know, as we've seen, some of those smaller guys, it's not, hey, there's a small guy coming up to fight a big guy. You're talking about skill, and Marquez is one of the most skilled fighters out there now, even though he's you know, in his mid-30s, I think.
Yeah, and Mayweather's what, 30? 31.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't see an exciting fight. I'm definitely rooting for Marquez, and maybe I'm making that pick more on. But you know,
gotta root for Mayweather so he can fight Pacquiao. You don't root for Marquez because that throws a wrench in the works.
No, but I disagree, because I think you have a lot of people who are also going to say, "Wow, now you definitely know that this third fight with Marquez and Manny will be, you know, the ultimate."
I think Manny blows through him.
Really?
I think if they did fight again,
but on the other hand, you also
4 rounds and it's over.
You also say that, hey, Marquez won those first 2 fights, so